not understanding how the world works. Your autistic child has a neurocognitive disorder that affects many areas of functioning. This includes a difficulty with the basic understanding of the rules of society, especially if they are not obvious. Life has many of these rules. Some are written, some are spoken, and some are learned through observation and intuition. Your child only knows what has been directly taught to him through books, movies, TV shows, the internet, and explicit instructions. He is not able to sit in a room, observe what is happening, and understand social cues or implied directions. Instead, he learns facts. He does not absorb what is happening around him that involves the rest of the world, only what directly impacts him. Many of the conversations he has had have generally been about knowledge and facts, not about feelings, opinions, and interactions. As a result, he does not really know how the world works and what one is supposed to do in various situations. This can apply to even the smallest situations you might take for granted. Not knowing the unspoken rules of situations causes anxiety and upset. This leads to many of the behavioral issues that appear, as the autistic youngster tries to impose his own sense of order on a world he doesn't understand. The autistic youngster creates his own set of rules for everyday functioning to keep things from changing, and thereby minimize his anxiety. Sometimes he just makes up the rules when it is convenient. Other times he attempts to make them up by looking for patterns, rules, or the logic of a situation to make it less chaotic for him and more predictable and understandable. If there are no rules for an event or situation, he will create them from his own experiences based on what he has read, seen, or heard. He will often have a great deal of information to use in reaching his conclusions and forming his opinions and feelings. As a result, some of his conclusions are correct and some are wrong. He will rarely consider someone else's point of view if he does not consider them to be an expert. The fewer people he sees as experts, the more behavioral difficulty you will see. He might consider teachers and others to be experts, but his mom and dad will rarely be seen as such. Therefore, he will argue with you about your opinions, if different from his own. He thinks that his opinion is as good as yours, so he chooses his. This represents his rigid thinking. He finds it difficult to be flexible and consider alternate views, especially if he has already reached a conclusion. New ideas can be difficult to accept. He would rather do it the way he's always done it. Being forced to think differently can cause a lot of anxiety. You must never overestimate your autistic child's understanding of a situation because of his high intellectual ability or his other strengths. He is a child who needs to figure out how the world works. He needs a roadmap and a set of instructions, one example at a time.